And let's move on before we abandon all hope. Did you get a jingle? Love
Yep.
that. Ethan P. Flynn, the man of the hour. Busy guy, apparently. We talked about this last week, whenever it was. Newly, freshly, and eagerly anticipated album. That's the right word. Abandon All Hopes is out now. We covered the Behemoth Crude Oil last week. And we'll probably talk about it again. Someone jump in.
Do you know what?
Oh, wow. Okay.
I need to fix it.
Yeah, I like this album a lot more than what I was anticipating, despite looking forward to it, if that makes sense. I was a little bit worried that I was just kind of not care when it came to a full body of work,
Yes.
but
Does
I
make sense.
think it does a lot with kind of a little. On the surface, if you just listen to it, it does feel quite samey, but there's just something to it that just keeps me interested. I don't know if it's the emotion or I'm a sucker for strings. I am a big fan of everything that was on this record. I don't want to say this negatively, but he kind of feels like the British Father John Misty. And I don't want that to be misconstrued because I'm just saying that as a compliment.
Father John misconstrued.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, I really, yeah,
Thanks,
well
guys.
done.
Thanks, guys.
Abandon All Hope, the actual song itself, amazing. Absolutely love that song. The vocals on Demolition, the ending track, I was a bit worried when I saw there was a song after Crude Oil, but I think it works absolutely perfectly. The delivery is quite Nick Cave, and I was a big fan of that. Do you know what? Very good album. Up there with what I've heard so far this year.
Definitely, that's a statement I can get on board with. Yeah, I was a bit the same in terms of like I like what we listened to, but I didn't know I was really here when it came to listening to everything. But all the tracks were great. I had an enjoyable time. Sort of one that is definitely going to grow on me as well. The more time I have with it. But it's very, very unique. I felt like I couldn't really pinpoint anything that I could relate to it. His voice sounds like someone from a different band that I can't remember. I don't know if it'll come to me when Liam starts talking. It probably will because I like to rudely interrupt people on this podcast.
Thanks, stopping. I mean, I mirror all your thoughts. I really enjoyed my time with this album, and I think, yeah, what you said there, Yanni, about just not being able to pinpoint what this album is kind of going for it's a really interesting kind of perspective to have when listening to an album, while also, hearing very basic instruments, but there's so many different ones and such musicianship across all of them. It's a very, very interesting album by someone who's clearly very talented, and his voice, especially by the end of the last song, was I love it. Love it. It's grown to have such a homely effect, almost a calming effect on me. I think that when listening back to it just felt like this is chill. Even the songs that get a bit hectic and a bit much still sit right in my brain. Yeah, a really big fan. And yeah, I think Abandon All Hope is one of the highlights for me. The way that song starts is just great. Really great.
Absolutely.
Have
you got this on record, Liam?
I will have.
Yeah, you did order it, yeah.
I will have, yeah. Which I'm very happy about, because I do think it's one that's going to stand the test of time. I feel like this is a... monumental is probably a big word, but I do mean it in the sense of it's stuck its stake in the ground. Do you know what I mean? For generations to come. I think it's something that people will rediscover one day. Because it perfectly encapsulates kind of all the different sounds that are going on at the moment, and it's completely unique at the same time. And just kind of presents them in a new and exciting way, and I love it. I'm a big fan. Genuinely a big fan.
completely agree.
Well, it's been a while, but shall we rate?
I think we should.
It's a very good idea. Thanks, guys.
I wish I gave it more time
Mm.
because I think I'm on the way to an exceptionally high score.
Yes, indeed.
But for now, and this is through no fault of your own, Ethan, I'm going to give it an 8.
Nice.
Ian.
That's interesting. I wish I'd spent more time with it before we've been able to record this today. I'm quite glad that I've spent a lot of time with the singles, so at least they're quite fresh in my mind. But I can't find any fault with it. Even Crude Oil, that's such an easy one to be like, that's too long. It's not though, is it? It's all right.
It's not,
I could
no.
take more. If you could think of more, if you could think of something else to add on to the end of that that's different and as interesting as the rest of it, I'd happily take those motifs again a few times. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Comfortably.
For the exact same points you just made there, Liam, I'm also going to give it a 9.
Wow.
Wow.
This is a big boy. This is a big
Oh,
boy.
yeah.
This is a 9 out of 10. Foolish score. Unprecedented. It is precedented. But it's been a while.
This is the highest rated album of the year.
Is it?
I
According
feel
to
like
us. We've not had a 9 yet.
We've had no 9s.
I don't think so. I can't.
Individual
I can't
9s.
sign
We've had
into...
individual 9s, haven't we, surely?
Yes,
Yeah,
but we haven't had a collective. I can't get onto Notion because I need to bloody fucking verify
Let me
myself
see if
on
I
the
can
phone.
quickly get
It's
onto it.
recording me.
I'm on it. Hang on, let me just... Is it?
Can you also add this to the table? Because
Oh, you're
I
asking
will,
too much.
yeah, I
isn't
mean,
it?
this is far too much. Is there a way for me to sort descending? Yes, there is. That's quite handy.
Well,
You well, okay. So it gets a 9 by virtue of that's the mean number, not the mean,
However,
the mode. Sorry, the mean average. We've had 2 of our albums that have had 2 9s and an 8. Okay, one of
have
which being Foo Fighters, which I think we can all just agree was a weak
I
spot.
had 2 9s and an 8.
It was a weak spot,
Yes,
but you two
by you
fuckers.
and me.
Yeah, no,
You-
I like it, but I don't think it's a 9.
Yeah, we were pretty soppy. And Jacob
and
Slater,
Pinky.
which was the same score. Me and Yanni both gave it a 9. Cam, you gave it an 8. Which, like, I don't disagree with. I've listened to that recently. Although, I think if I had to say,
I prefer this to Pinky.
I
I
prefer
think this
this.
is my favourite of the year, yeah.
That's
Which is
Wild.
crazy, considering.
it's
Yeah.
such an inaccessible album, isn't it?
Mm.
On paper, it's such an inaccessible album, and yet
Oh, is this your
It's so
favourite of the year, is
comfortable.
it, Carl?
Arguably, yeah.
Oh, maybe.
there are
I
some.
can't think. Maybe there are other ones that I've individually enjoyed more. I don't know.
I think
Can't think.
for me it might be. I'm looking at some of these.
I think
now.
this has got the highest. I think this has got the highest highs. Whether or not I enjoy it the most, I don't know if enjoy is the right word.
I think the thing that makes this different for me is that it's got no lows.
Yeah, I get you.
And I'm looking at here like Geese. There are a couple on there I'm not that bothered about.
Nah, I'm
Yeah,
more asked
same.
about singles on there.
And it's the same with a few of these albums that I'm looking at here. They're not,
Gorillaz is up there for me. I've just seen it, and I forgot that came out this year. But
I love the Billy No Mates album, love the Dominic Fike album, but
oh yeah,
and Lemon Twigs, but they all have flaws. Whereas this, I think possibly because it's just so unique, is like you can't really fault it.
Mm.
The fact that, I think I said this to you guys, that the fact that he managed to write a 16.5-minute song and didn't just, after like 9 minutes, wasn't like, yep, that's great, but somehow thought of more and more and more and more, and then came to a satisfying end, is unheard of.
Mm.
Really quite
Yeah.
fascinating.
You're not wrong, mate.
Like, I don't listen. I'm looking at my like main playlist, and the longest song on there is "Gold Tone" by Kurt Vile. It's just 10.5 minutes. I've never listened to the full 10
No.
minutes. Never. I get like 4 minutes in, and that's it. 1% of 9 minutes. I'd probably listen to all of that. But that's only 9 minutes long. Crazy album. Well done, Eve.
Well done, mate.